Hi everyone, in the next episode of tutorial series, in today's episode we'll discuss the most useful skills and mods that will be useful to us in the early game. This episode is aimed at Vault Hunters Modpack for version 1.18, and before we start I remind to leave a like and subscribe if the video turned out to be useful. Okay, so I think we can start with abilities, and here we have I think that the three of most important, and this is heal, dash and vein miner. We can start with heal. The most important thing in Vault is that we can heal ourselves from healing the entire hunger bar, which in the normal world simply regenerates health. Unfortunately, during Vaults it is impossible. So first skill that I would definitely choose at the very beginning is heal. And heal at first level give us 1 heart and it costs 10 mana and cooldown is 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds we can have 1 heart, which at the beginning is really important and useful because we don't die that easily. Another interesting skill at the very beginning is definitely dash, which will make it easier for us to move around the rooms and explore the world, because in the early stages it is not easy when the player doesn't have elytra. So I think we can say that you can give vein miner and dash on this same level, because it depends on what kind of style the player has, just his gameplay, and if he focuses more on, for example, I don't know, mining, then it will definitely make it easier if he has vein miner. But if he is focused on exploring worlds, I think that the dash is better for him because he can quicker go around the world. And dash I think is a better alternative, and the dash I think can save us from many situations where we could potentially die. Of course, there are many skills here that can be useful to us in early game, but it is subjective opinion which skill are the most useful and will help us in early game. Now let's move on to the talents, and when it comes to talents, they are simple passive skills that work in background. For example, we have speed, strength and haste, and in my opinion, when it comes to the initial levels, there are simply options worth considering without the fact that they are very helpful in general. But it comes to me, then when I would take heal as the first level, then I could think about strength or speed here, because these are two skills that will greatly facilitate our gameplay to the speed of clearing rooms from mobs and simply the speed of the movement. And as we can see, the first level of speed requires 2 points from us, second level 6 and third one 12. And it unlocks as follows: we can have the first level from level 0, second one from 10 and third one on 80. If we are talking about haste, the case here is that the first level we have from level 0 and the cost is 3, second level is for 6 points and it is from level 25, and third level is unlocked at level 20, but for as such as 60 points. And let's talk about strength, and first level cost 2, it's available from level 0, and its second one is available from level 10 and it costs 4, and we have third level of strength and it costs 5 and it unlocks at 15. And now I think that I would like to tell you about the initial mod that can be useful to you. Of course, I know that at the very beginning the amount of resources and materials is limited, but I will tell you about the mods that I think are most useful in beginning stage. So I think that I can easily start with pouches, which are simply tools for better loot inside the vault or other adventures, and this mod is available for 1 knowledge star. When it comes to pouches, you can safely say this is, at least in my opinion, the best mod that can be taken first, due to the fact that it allows us to explore vault and loot vaults more easily, which will later translate into the amount of collected materials and the possibility of unlocking more mods. But now let's assume that we already have the pouches unlocked, then I would definitely look into the storage category. I would consider a simple storage network modem that allows us to connect our boxes to the central office, to access them through one block, making it easier for us to segregate and allow the authorities a way to find the items we need. And here we can see, for example, the simplest system consisting of a control panel, which is storage request table, and it allows us to access our chests in one place. For example, like you see, we have here in this window redstone, and this redstone can be found in this chest. So when we have more link cables and more chests, and like you see, we have here 3 chests, and in one we have redstone dust, in second one we have golden apples, and in third one we have raw codes. So this mod allows us to reach out searching by chest to access to our items easily. And the important thing about this mod for sure is that it doesn't need energy to work, which is a simply big help to the fact that the mods that produce electricity have to be unlocked separately, which simply increase the amount of materials needed to use. For example, applied energetic or refined storage needs forged energy, but in this mod we don't need energy to power this thing. Well, now I would talk about waystones, and I think it is one of the best mods that we will find in this category, due to the fact that these waystones make it easier for us to travel not only between long distances but also between worlds. For example, we can easily teleport from our base to the end or nether without portal, which at the low cost of entry into this mod gives us a big advantage. Next we go to elevators, and I don't think there is anything to say here. Everyone knows how elevators work. They can simply facilitate access to mines or structures that are located above. If we wish, they are blocked, so they are also easily accessible. And of course, the world compass that show us when we are inside of world the direction in which our portal is located to return, which is quite a big fascination when it comes to exploring. Thanks to the use of compass, we don't have to mark the site from which we came in every room. And now the last thing, I think that the most important one, will definitely help the player further development, and we are moving to the production category, where there are actually 2 mods an early stage that we can be interested in, and it's botany pots or keyarium. And here it just depends on your needs, but I would completely suggest you botany pots due to the fact that in ordinary Minecraft you can create vanilla farms for mobs, which doesn't necessarily need to take keyarium right away, for sure. In visual terms, keyarium has advantages over ordinary farms, but we have to remember that after taking the first mod from this category, the rest will be more expensive by 12, which will specifically distance us from the mods that may be more useful to us. On this channel you can find easily guide for keyarium, so if you want this mod, just check it. Concluding the discussion of this episode, we can say that we can easily find useful mods and abilities, but it depends on what do you need. So think before choosing specific mod, because this can do your way longer. I hope that the material was helpful and cleared your doubts. If you have suggestions for future tutorials or comments on what I could do better in the next episode, please feel free to leave a comment in comment section. Thanks you for your attention and have a nice day or night. Bye!